Certainly true of the team that's in one room. I am Spartacus. Can we get a wave from I am Spartacus? With Sridhar on the right as the captain. And even in their individual locales, there will be Babka will not be consulting during the game. We get a wave from Ben, but we've got a still picture. However, we know nobody's going to be cheating. Remember, teams, and this came up yesterday, you are enjoined from buzzing in more than twice in any category. Somebody did it yesterday, and it's bad. It's embarrassing. The team loses those points, and the other team gets a free chance at the points. So my strong suggestion is after you buzz in for a second time in the category, take your hand off the buzzer or something so that you don't accidentally cause that penalty to your team, okay? Other than that, remember, team captains Ben and Sridhar, that you will be able to consult both in steal opportunities and at the beginning of each category, when I will sort of kill a little time by announcing the category. So if somebody is a specialist, let's say in football, and wants to lay out until the bigger points come along, you can work that out. Okay, everybody okay? Thumbs up. Can I hear an amen? Good. All right. No dummy question to start off. No offense meant. Yesterday, I tried to start off with a dummy question. I'll use it anyway. Hands on your buzzers for our tryout question. In movies, not only did he first draw Mickey Mouse, he provided the first voice. Josh.
I don't know, Walt Disney?
That is correct. You remember, teams, you have 3 seconds to unmute and answer. Now, wow, okay, it seems to have worked. Here we go, teams. Big smiles. Our first category, the quotable 60s. The quotable 60s. None of you were alive then, but I was, and hopefully you won't need my psychic interplay to be able to answer some of these. Here we go, teams, for 1 point. In the quotable 60s. Complete this quote with 4 words. It's Neil Armstrong's historic Houston Tranquility Base here. Complete this quote, Ryan. Ryan, unmute and answer.
If someone else in room can unmute so we can hear him, and then Ryan, refresh your browser.
Yeah, it's incorrect.
We have a problem.
We have a problem is your response?
Yes.
That's wrong. Throw it over to Sridhar and the I'm Spartacus team. Complete this quote with the 4 words, Neil Armstrong's historic Houston Tranquility Base here. The team has 10 seconds to consult and pass or respond. That's my golf voice. Sridhar?
Pass.
Okay. The 4 words that followed were, the eagle has landed. The eagle has landed. Oh, I knew that now. Okay. So, with a wrong response, a team loses that number of points. Here we go. Quotable 60s for 2. In 1966, he angered a lot of people when he said, quote, "We're more popular than Jesus now." Josh.
John Lennon.
John Lennon is correct. And There Will Be Babka is now in the plus column and gets first blood. The quotable 60s for 3. Here we go, teams. Referring to these riots in 1965, Governor Pat Brown said, quote, "Why, this is the worst disaster since my election." Referring to these riots in 1965, Governor Pat Brown said, "Why, this is the worst disaster since my election." Time. He was referring to the Watts area of Los Angeles, the Watts riots of 1965. Watts Tower is still there. Here we go for The quotable 60s for 4 points. In 1967, he told his daughter, quote, "Your daddy may go down in history as having started World War III." In 1967, he told his daughter, quote, "Your daddy may go down in history as having started World War III." Time. That was President Lyndon Baines Johnson. President Johnson. Fortunately, that prediction didn't come to pass. And now finally, in the quotable 60s, for 5 points. Viva la huelga, long live the strike, was the slogan of his United Farm Workers. Viva la huelga. Josh.
Cesar Chavez.
Cesar Chavez is right. And 5 points for There Will Be Babka. Okay. Hopefully we'll make more hay with this next category, which is state your business. I'll give you the business and a little bit of a clue. You tell me the state in which the business is located. For example, for 1 point, 3M. We only need 1 M, though. 3M. We only need 1 M. Josh.
Minnesota.
The Minnesota is correct. Oh, gosh. Oh, golly. You must be watching Fargo. Oh, geez. State your business for 2. Ben and Jerry's. May I suggest the flavor, Josh?
Vermont.
Vermont is right. The suggested flavor was Jeopardy Light. And for those watching, I always try to find one opportunity to do this during the first round. Josh is now locked out of this category because he's buzzed twice. After the first round, you won't get any reminders, so you got to remember it yourself. Okay, here we go. State your business for 3. Kellogg's. You read the side of the box a million times. Jesse?
Is it Michigan?
Michigan, right. Battle Creek. First blood for I'm Sparticus, 3 points. Here we go for 4. Name the, state your business. Microsoft. They don't own the state yet. Ben?
Washington.
Washington's correct for 4 points. That's right. Washington. Finally, for 5 points and state your business. DuPont. I just want to say one word to you, plastics. DuPont. I just want to say one word to you, plastics. Time. The DuPont company is incorporated in Delaware. Delaware is the state. Okay. These next 5 responses, these next 5 clues, sorry.
Sorry, we froze over here, so we didn't hear where that ended.
Oh, it ended with Delaware and nobody buzzed in. Delaware was the state. Okay, we all good? Thumbs up? I'm getting a wave from Sridhar. Okay. These clues are all very brief, teams, so be ready to buzz in, and you'll guess why they're brief from the category. The Greek letter equivalent. I will give you the letter in our alphabet. You give me the Greek letter equivalent. Okay, these are quick, so get aggressive. Here we go. For 1 point, the Greek letter equivalent. G. Josh.
Gamma.
Gamma is right for 1 point. The Greek letter equivalent for 2. K. Ben.
Kappa.
Oh, can we do something about that reverb? Yeah, but Kappa is right. You get the 2 points, reverb or not. Greek letter equivalent for 3. M. M. Sridhar.
Mu.
Mu or mu is correct. 3 points for I'm Spartacus. Greek letter equivalent for 4. R. R. Time. Greek pirates liked it too, because they get to say row, row, R. Row is the Greek letter. Finally, none of that Alex said, by the way, on the show. Finally, the Greek letter equivalent for 5 points, F. F. Time. The letter F is phi. Phi, as in Phi Beta Kappa, or indeed Phi on that category. Halfway through the first round, there will be Babka 16. I am Sparticus 6. We're moving along. I think we'll get a lot of responses to this next category. It's called Holy. Holy, but teams, H-O-L-E is in quotes. Holy. So as any Jeopardy watcher knows, whole will be in all of the responses. Okay. Holy, the category for 1 point. Good luck, teams. Two-word term for an oil well that doesn't yield any oil. Two-word term for an oil well that doesn't yield any oil. Time. It's known as a dry hole. Dry hole. For 2 points in holy. To change its pitch, there is a series of these on any woodwind instrument. To change its pitch, there is a series of these on any woodwind instrument. Time. Do you know, Rochelle?
I don't.
Finger holes. Finger holes. That's what they're called. Okay, here we go. Holy for 3. A collapsed cavity in the ground caused by water erosion. Josh.
Sinkhole.
Sinkhole is right. That's right. Wonder if they call it Sinkhole de Mayo. Here we go for 4 points in holy. This nearly inaccessible canyon in Wyoming was one of Butch Cassidy and his gang's main hideouts. Ben.
Adjusting for reverb. Jackson Hole.
Incorrect. We subtract 4 points. We got the reverb back as revenge. And now, Sridhar, you and your team get to try this one. This nearly inaccessible canyon in Wyoming was one of Butch Cassidy and his gang's main hideouts.
We pass.
Okay. If it's any comfort, Ben, and I think it probably should be, the incorrect answer on the show was Jackson Hole, and it ended up being a triple stumper. The other 2 contestants did not know it, but we already know you folks are not children of the 60s, so you might not remember Butch Cassidy and the Hole in the Wall gang. Hole in the Wall gang is what they were known as, and that was the canyon, Hole in the Wall. Finally, for 5 points in Holy, H-O-L-E, Holy. Reports differ on how many British prisoners in 1756 were locked in and lost their lives in what's known as this. Reports differ on how many British prisoners in 1756 were locked in and lost their lives in what's known as this. 5 seconds. Time. Famous as the Black Hole of Calcutta. The Black Hole of Calcutta. Okay. Cow is on it. We had holy, now we have cow. Cow is our category. Okay. So if you know something about flora and fauna, especially fauna, you might have some luck here. Here we go for cow for 1 point. To prevent the bovine inflammation known as mastitis, practice good hygiene when doing this to your cows. To prevent 2K?
Is it milking?
Milking is correct for 1 point. Nicely done. Cow for 2. The 600-pound cow
We froze.
What's that?
Hello.
Oh, I'm
Bob?
Spartacus froze. Yes.
We froze. I don't know if you heard Rebecca's answer or not.
We heard it.
Cal. Milking.
Yeah, they froze when you started to read the second question. So
Oh, well, I actually stopped after
I think I need to
the first 4 words. So I haven't done much on the second question. We ready to move on?
no, we're not ready to move on. I'm coming through, but you are not, Bob. So they're refreshing, and now it looked like I'm frozen.
Not frozen here.
But Bob actually dropped off. Are you seeing that, Dan?
Yep.
Test.
Hey, Josh. Bob, you're back.
I'm back, but I'm not seeing a buzzer. Rochelle's, I'm seeing all the other pictures, but I'm not seeing a buzzer.
Okay. Rochelle, are you there?
It says
It looks like the game was ended. So
How do we do?
it said the host ended the game.
Let's try logging again.
Well, if it says the host ended the game, I would suspect Rochelle refreshed her browser, which would then end the game. Hold on one second.
Are we going to have a new game code?
We will. I will get the score from the videotape.
I think it was 16-16.
So, Ben, are you sitting right next to Josh?
Across from him, yes.
Are your computers basically right next to each other? Like across from the table? Because you seem to be the
Yes.
one that's interfering the most when you unmute and his speakers are up. So it might behoove you to. Is there more room, or are you in a small? You're in a small conference room.
Very small room.
Okay.
Dan?
Yes.
Now? I think when I refreshed, I was on the.
Yes.
I made a mistake. I refreshed while I was on the buzzer.
Right. So we'll just generate a new game code. Ben said the score was 16-16. I can also just double check on the broadcast.
Okay, hold on. So I'll-
16-6, I believe, was the
16
score.
to 6. Sorry. Thank you.
Also, Dan and everybody, we are going to use my microphone only. Is that okay?
That's fine. As long as we can see everybody on camera while they speak, that is perfectly fine. Yeah. That's awesome. Thank you.
Okay. 304. And I'm going to give Babka 16 points. I'm going to give Sparticus 6. Bob, what question are we on?
We are on
The 2-pointer on Cal, right?
the 2-pointer on Cal, correct.
Okay.
That's the 5th category in the round.
Okay. And I will share my screen and you should see the new application window. Okay. And now I will go
There
on.
it is.
I will go on mute.
Well, we don't see the names of the Spartacusians, but there they come. There they come, those rascals. Okay, everybody set?
As set as we're going to be, Bob.
We're really sorry for all these with all these delays and glitches, but try to keep your energy up and stay into it, because it'll only get better, he said optimistically. Cal for 2. The 600-pound cow.
Hold on, I'm sorry, Bob. I'm coming off of mute because Josh just froze again, so he can't hear anything off of his speaker.
Hello?
I can only hear it on my headphone.
Hello?
They can't hear you.
I hear him.
You can hear him, Bob?
You can hear him through Ben's microphone. That's why.
I heard hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, that's through Ben's microphone, not through Josh's.
Well, if they're using one microphone, wouldn't that make sense?
Except Ben's on headphones.
Give me a second to. Are you going to try and refresh? Okay, he's going to try and refresh.
So
And on my screen, everybody has gone black.
I'm going to
again.
get past this 4th word.
Right. So the immediate call here is if this continues to happen, we can jump into a regular hangout and at least finish this match. That should work. It seems to be an issue with Hangouts on air, not directly Hangouts. We can try that, or we could jump into a Zoom video conferencing platform to use that, which is not Hangouts based. So if this continues, Bob and Rochelle, we can make that switch pretty quickly.
Is anyone talking, or are we frozen again?
We're not frozen. Nobody has anything to say.
Can you get on the same camera? Like we're on the same camera? Would that help?
I think they all have their buzzers on their machines. Is the
Oh, machines. Okay, sorry. Got it.
it was a fine suggestion. I appreciate it.
Are we all back?
We are going to switch. So we're going to use Ryan's sound and microphone.
Okay.
Excellent.
Tell me when, Dan.
This is when I'm a little snarky and say your guess is as good as mine at this point, but whenever you're ready, Bob.
Okay, I'm determined to get this full clue out. Cow for 2.
Wait, whoa. We're still having trouble.
What's going on? Same freezing or?
All right, let's try a question.
You guys.
Yeah, we're having all sorts of problems. I think my computer's working right now. We'll see if Bob can get a question out and we can hear.
Well, I'm not going to waste the 2-pointer. I'm just going to repeat the 1-pointer for a test. To prevent the bovine inflammation known as mastitis, practice good hygiene when doing this to your cows. Ryan?
Milking.
Milking is correct. Okay.
Wasn't this the question for
Yeah,
1 point?
Yeah, he was just
It was.
testing.
I was not going to waste the 2-pointer on a test. I said I'm going to try a test now. Now we're ready to go. Everybody set? Okay. Cow for 2. The 600-pound cow made by Sarah Pratt each year for the Iowa State Fair is made from this dairy product. The 600-pound cow made by Sarah Pratt each year for the Amelia.
Butter?
Butter is correct. Last, 2 points. I'd give you 22 if I could. I mean, we finally got that out. Okay, now we'll roll. Here we go, teams. Cow for 3. This sign of the zodiac is represented by a bovine. 2K.
Go.
Taurus?
Taurus is right for 3 points. Cow for 4. A young and calfless cow is known as one of these. A young and calfless cow is known as one of these. Time. 2K knows it, but she's not going to buzz in because she already had her 2. It is a heifer. A heifer. You always wonder what a heifer was. That's it. Young and calfless. Finally, cow for 5. The reticulum, rumen, omosum, and abomasum make up a cow's this. The reticulum, rumen, omosum, and abomasum make up a cow's this. Time. I thought maybe rumen would give it away. Too late, Sridhar. Correct answer is a cow's stomach. A cow's stomach. Okay. Our final category in this first round, I know you'll all enjoy. We had holy. Now we have cow. Now we have Batman. Batman is the category. From 1 to 5. For 1 point. It's Batman's secret lair beneath Wayne Manor. Amelia?
The Batcave.
That is correct. The Batcave for 1 point. Batman for 2, his butler and confidant. Ryan?
Alfred.
Alfred is correct for 2 points. Batman for 3. This actor was the Batman in The Dark Knight. This actor, Ryan.
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale is correct for 3 points. And now Ryan is out of this category. For 4. On the TV series, the line that ended each episode was, "Tune in tomorrow. Same bat time, same this." Josh.
Bat Channel.
Same bat channel is right. And finally, to end this round, for 5 points, this rocker composed the scores for Batman and Batman Returns. This rocker composed the scores for Batman and Batman Returns. Time, a triple stumper on the show. He also composed the theme for The Simpsons, Danny Elfman. Danny Elfman. I interviewed him once. He wrote that theme in the Simpsons theme in about 45 minutes, and he has made literally millions from it ever since. 45 minutes he wrote that theme. God love him. Okay, we're our score at the end of the first round. There will be Babka 28. I am Sparticus 9. Given all the points in the second round, that's equivalent to a tie. So teams, it's anybody's game. The points are doubled and the scores can really change. Our first category in the second round is anthropology. Anthropology. So if you have a yen for anthropology, you might want to wait till the later categories where there's more points. Okay, and we're not going to have a tie because we have one odd and one even. Good luck, teams. And good luck, Dan. Here we go for 2 points in anthropology. At 40% intact, the 3.2 million year old Australopithecus afarensis skeleton with this nickname is remarkably complete. At 40% intact, the 3.2 million year old Australopithecus afarensis. Ryan.
Lucy.
Lucy is her nickname. That is correct for 2 points for There Will Be Babka. Nicely done. Lucy. In 2009, scientists suggested that Ida, a 47 million year old fossil, was one of these, a hypothetical bridge species. In 2009, scientists suggested that Ida, a 47 million year old fossil, was one of these, a hypothetical bridge species. Time. Ida was proposed as the missing link. The missing link. Bridge species. Anthropology for 3. Okay, anthropology for 3. Oh, yes. No wonder I'm confused. Surprise substitution, surprise substitution, surprise substitution. Anthropology for 3. Yeah, we have to get rid of that one for reasons I will not explain.
Just to clarify,
Yes.
this was next.
For 6. For 6. You want me to sing the whole song again? No. Here we go. Surprise substitution for 6 points. The category, the West Indies. The West Indies. Hands on your buzzers, teams. 3 main groups make up the West Indies: the Greater Antilles, the Lesser Antilles, and this nation north of Cuba. 3 main groups make up the West Indies: the Greater Antilles, the Lesser Antilles, and this nation north of Cuba. 5 seconds. Sridhar.
Is it Barbados? Is it Barbados?
It is not Barbados. I'm sorry. We subtract 5. Ben and Babka, do you want to take a stab at this one? The third component of the West Indies, Greater Antilles, the Lesser Antilles, and this nation north of Cuba.
Yeah, we're going to pass, Bob.
Okay, it was a good guess, but the answer is the Bahamas. The Bahamas is the nation. Okay, we're back to anthropology for 8. In 1856, quarrymen in Germany unearthed part of a skeleton from this archaic man, the archetypal caveman. In 1856, quarrymen in Germany unearthed part of a skeleton from this archaic man, the archetypal caveman. No guessing there. He was from happened in the Neanderthal region. So it was Neanderthal man is what we were looking for. Finally, for 5 points 10 points, in anthropology, 10 points. Dubois found the first fossils identified as this species of our genus. Later, finding a femur convinced him that it walked upright. Dubois found the first fossils identified as this species of our genus. Later, finding a femur convinced him that it walked upright. Ryan.
Homo erectus?
Very good. Homo erectus is right. That was the clue brought in by the walking erect. Homo erectus. Okay. We go on now. If you like movies, here's a good category for you. This one's right up my alley. 1990s Best Picture plot points. 1990s Best Picture plot points. I will give you the plot points. You give us the title. Okay, everybody ready? For 2 points, first clue. Poor Jack Dawson leaves Southampton in 1912. Amelia? Titanic. He went to America for a new start and found a new ending. Okay, Titanic is correct. For 4 points. Multi-talented man scores for the Crimson Tide and beats Chinese at ping pong. Josh?
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump is correct. That's 4 points. Best Picture plot points from the 90s for 6. In World War II Italy, burned Hungarian count tells of his North African tragic love. In World War II Italy, burned Hungarian count tells of his North African tragic love. Ryan. Ryan, unmute.
The English patient?
The English Patient is correct for 6 points. 90s Best Picture plot points for 8. Union officer goes native, seeks, kills buffalo. Union officer goes native, seeks. Josh.
Dances with Wolves.
Is correct for 8 points. And finally, for 10 points in 90s Best Picture plot points, Gal seeks, kills Buffalo Bill. Gal seeks, Ryan?
Silence of the Lambs?
That is correct for 10 points. Silence of the Lambs. Okay, we'll have a score update at the end of this next category, which is July. July for 2 points. In July 1932, this U.S. president ordered the forcible eviction of World War I veterans gathered in Washington, D.C. In July 1932, this U.S. president ordered the forcible eviction of World War I veterans gathered in Washington, D.C. 5 seconds. Time. Franklin Roosevelt was president in 1932. Right. Oh no, I'm sorry. I misspoke. He was elected in 32. Herbert Hoover is what we were looking for. Herbert Hoover evicted the bonus army. My mistake. July for 4. What happened to the scoreboard? Scoreboard no mo.
We can see it.
You can see the scoreboard. You can see the scoreboard.
I don't see it in the Hangout anymore, Bob.
I don't see it.
All right. You don't or you do?
I do not.
Yeah, sorry. I can see it on my own screen, not in the Hangout.
So now what?
I would assume Rochelle dropped. So I will see if I can find out why.
Okay. Thank you. While we're waiting, I strongly encourage everybody to watch season 3 of Fargo. I think episode 5 or 6 is this week. I've seen the first 6 episodes. It is fantastic.
They are stored on my DVR. Don't give away.
No, I'm giving away nothing. All I can tell you is the movie was great. The first 2 seasons were great, and this outdoes them all.
I'm just catching up with Better Call Saul.
Hey, Rochelle. Scoreboard.
I see a scoreboard. I think the score is correct.
Yep, the score. Yep, there we go. Excellent.
Okay, let's continue. July is the category, teams, for 4 points. This iconic French monument was officially inaugurated, Josh?
The Bastille.
Incorrect. We subtract 4 points. Here you go, Sridhar and your team. You consult on this one. You have 10 seconds. This iconic French monument was officially inaugurated in July 1836. This iconic French monument was officially inaugurated in July 1836.
Yeah, can we answer?
Well, the captain's supposed to, but we'll take it.
Oh.
The Arc?
Yeah.
The Arc what?
Day Triomphe.
Arc de Triomphe.
The Arc de Triomphe is correct for 6 points, a 12-point swing all told. The Arc de Triomphe, very good. I think they expected people would say the Eiffel Tower, too. Okay, that was much later. Okay, for 8 points in July. Your parents may, I'll put this in quotes, read you this. England passed the original one back in July 1715 to deal with noisy protests. Your parents may read you this. England passed the original one, Ben. Ben?
We're waiting for Josh. The Riot Act.
The Riot Act is correct. Read the Riot Act for 8 points. Finally, for 10 points in July, no, that was 6. I beg your pardon. My mistake, Rochelle, that was 6. For 8. In July 1492, some 200,000 Jews were expelled from this European monarchy. In July 1492, some 200,000 Jews were expelled from this European monarchy. Time. Columbus just missed it. It was Spain. Spain. Too late, Sridhar. Okay, finally, for 10 points in July. July in the year 622 marks the beginning of this calendar. July of the year 622 marks the beginning of this calendar. Ryan.
Mayan?
Sorry?
Mayan?
That is incorrect. Sridhar and team, July of the year 622 marks the beginning of this calendar.
No. We pass.
Pass.
That's okay. It's the Islamic calendar. The Islamic calendar. That was the era of Muhammad. Okay. Halfway through the second round, there will be Babka 58. I am Sparticus 9. Plenty of time to catch up. We've got 3 more categories. Here we go. The first of which is on the phone. That's where you all are. So you should be able to get these on the phone for 2 points. The iridium 9555 connects via this way up high and says it works everywhere without exception. The iridium 9555 connects via this way up high, and says it works everywhere without exception. K.
Is it satellite?
That is right. It connects via satellite. 2 points for There Will Be Babka. For 4 points, back in 1997, Philippe Kahn jerry-rigged a camera and cell phone and used it to send pictures of this proud event. Back in 1997, Philippe Kahn jerry-rigged a camera and cell phone and used it to send pictures of this proud event. Time. He photographed and recorded the birth of his daughter. The birth of his daughter. Okay. On the phone for 6. An old-time phone might be a wall set or this type of set named for a 4-letter horizontal surface. An old-time phone might be a wall set or this type of set, Josh?
Desk.
Desk set is correct for 6 points. On the phone for 8. The iPhone's intelligent this suggests which word you might want to type next. The iPhone's intelligent this suggests which word you might want to type next. Time. It's intelligent keyboard. Intelligent keyboard. And finally, on the phone for 10. This easy-to-use cell phone is named for a dance of days gone by. This easy-to-use cell phone, Jesse?
Is it Jitterbug?
Jitterbug is correct for 10 points. Beloved of the elderly everywhere. Okay, There Will Be Babka 66. I am Sparticus 19. We have 2 more categories. We go into the next one, which is Please Belize Me. B-E-L-I-Z-E. Please Belize Me. For 2 points. In 1981, the sun set on this empire's colonial rule in newly independent Belize. In 1981, the sun set on this empire's colonial rule in newly independent Belize. 5 seconds. Sridhar.
Spanish?
Incorrect. Subtract 2 points. Ben and Babka. In 1981, the sun set on this empire's colonial rule in newly independent Belize.
We're going to go with British.
British is correct. The British Empire. That's a 4-point swing all told. 2 points. Here we go for 4. On October 31st, 1961, Belize City was severely damaged by one of these. The capital was moved inland a few years later. On October 31st, 1961, Belize City was severely damaged by one of these. The capital was moved inland. Jesse?
Hurricane?
That's right. Hurricane is right for 4. For 6 points, please Belize me. Belize has been involved for decades in border disputes with this Western neighbor. Belize has been involved for decades in border disputes with this Western neighbor. 5 seconds. Time. Guatemala is the fractious neighbor. Guatemala. Belize for 8. Belize's highest peak is known as this author's delight for its resemblance to the setting of The Lost World. Belize's highest peak is known as this author's delight for its resemblance to the setting of The Lost World. 5 seconds. Jesse?
Is it Victoria Peak?
No, I'm sorry. I have to subtract 8 points. Ben and Babka?
Can
This
you
author's
repeat the question because it cut out for us?
Sure. Belize's highest peak is known as this author's delight for its resemblance to the setting of The Lost World.
Yeah.
So
So we're
the
gonna.
author. We're looking for the
Yeah.
author. Right?
Yeah.
Not Michael Crichton. It's the older The Lost World. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle is the answer. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Okay. Finally, Belize for 10. About 1/4 of Belize's population is of this ethnicity of mixed African and European descent. About 1/4 of Belize's population is of this ethnicity of mixed African and European descent. Time. They are Creole. Creole is the ethnicity. Our final category is Oi to the world, or Oy vey is what we've been saying, but OY is in quotes. So OY will appear in every response. 68 for There Will Be Babka, 13 for I Am Sparticus. Here we go for 2 points. Oi to the world. Fake duck for a hunter. Fake duck for a hunter. Amelia.
The decoy?
It is a decoy. That's right, for 2 points. For 4 points, this fabric may take its name from the Old French for cloth of the king. This fabric may take its name from the Old French for cloth of the king. Time. I'm sure Alex would overpronounce the French. Corduroy or corduroy. Corduroy. That's the OY. Corduroy is what you're looking for. Oi to the world for 6. This yummy hybrid edible fruit was developed in 1923. This yummy hybrid edible fruit was developed in 1923. Time. And I just love the taste of boysenberry. Boysenberry. Oi to the world for 8. A diplomat with less authority than an ambassador. A diplomat with less authority than an ambassador. Time. That's known as an envoy. An envoy. Finally, in Oi to the world for 10 points. Among Hindu deities, Vishnu is the preserver and Shiva is this. Among Hindu, Sridhar.
Destroyer.
Destroyer. There you go. There's 10 points. The final score for this match. We have to move out of the room as we do so often at Kaplan because we have another one coming in. There will be Babka 68. I am Sparticus 25. Thank you, teams. Thank you for your patience. We'll try to work out all the glitches, but you hung